Hello, my name is Dan, and today I'm going to tell you about Ben and Holly, Daisy and Poppy. One day, in Holly's castle, the queen is going to visit the marigolds. Take care of Daisy and Poppy, says the queen to the king. All right, that's easy. Then, when the queen left, Ben says we have to let Daisy and Poppy a fun game, but not magic, but not dangerous, says Ben. Mommy says that just let Poppy play a normal game, not a dangerous game. Oh, blocks, says the king. Hey, let's watch Daddy make a big tower, and he waves his wand and it becomes the blocks are arranged, and each of them are on top. And Daisy and Poppy hear the word big. They wave their wand. Big, big, big. The table and the blocks become bigger. And oh, where is it big? Says the king. The queen says that not to let them do magic, says Ben. No, making them small is easy. The king waves his wand and the blocks and the table become smaller. Daisy and Poppy heard the word smaller. They wave their wand and shout, small, small, small. And both of them become small. And now the king, Ben and Holly, is tiny. And Nanny Plum is in the kitchen and cleaning. Let's go and ring the bell, says the king. The king go to the bell and ring the bell. But he's too small that even he rings the bell is small, so small that Nanny Plum couldn't hear it. Let's help, says Holly. They pull the bell, they ring the bell, and Nanny Plum could hear it. She went to it, and the king flies up. Can you help me turn back into normal? Asks the king. Yes, but what does the queen say? Don't let Daisy and Poppy do magic, says Holly. All right, just make them a dolly. Daisy and Poppy's favorite toy is Dolly Plum. They heard the word dolly and they start to say the word Dolly Plum and wave their wands. Nanny Plum turned into a doll and they both play. Oh, I will. So if Nanny Plum becomes a dolly, I will tell my mom to help. They go to the phone and ring to Mrs. Elf. Ben is very small that he couldn't lift up the phone. Now, both of them lift the phone up. Ben and Holly twist the number, and Ben called his mom. All right, and hurry, Mom. There is something at the little castle. Says Ben. Why is your voice different? Asked his mother. Just go there, quickly. Mrs. Elf ride her bike quickly to the castle, through the meadow and to the castle. She went in and the king fly up again. Could you help me, please? Because there's a puppy. They are naughty, shout Ben and Mrs. Elf found Daisy and Poppy flying above the sofa. Oh, I suppose that both of you, aren't allowed to fly so high, said Mrs. Elf. The twins magic her up to the ceiling of the castle. I will call the elves, all the elves, shouted Mrs. Elf. She used her phone and called to the elves. On the other hand, Mr. Elf is having breakfast. She tell Mr. Elf that, quickly come here. There is an emergency at the little castle. Bring the elves. Bring all the elves, shout Mrs. Elf. Mr. Elf bring all the elves, and they both come to the castle. When they come to the castle, Mr. Elf asks, where are you? Here, up here. They look up and both of the elves gasp. I thought you were invisible, says Mr. Elf. The twins magic the elves invisible again. We have no other thing, but we have to wait until the queen get home, says Ben. It was lucky that a few minutes later the queen got home and she found Daisy and Poppy, but not Ben and Holly and the king. Suddenly the queen found the king, Ben and Holly, small and even smaller than her. Why are you so small? asked the queen. Daisy and Poppy make a spell on us. And my mom go and help too. So where is your mom? asked the queen. Here, up here, your majesty. The queen looked up and found Mrs. Elf flying above the ceiling of the living room. And Mrs. Elf bring all the elves here to take care of Daisy and Poppy, shout Ben. So where are they? We here, your majesty. We're invisible. They start to blow their trumpets and the queen waved her once. Ben and Holly, the king, turned back to normal. Nanny Plum turned to normal and all the elves returned. And now the living room is full of people. Good evening, your majesty, says the wise old elf. He blows his trumpet and the queen says, I will visit my sister next week, says the queen. Everyone gasps and Daisy and Poppy laugh. And that is something I can tell you about Daisy and Poppy, about Ben and Holly, Daisy and Poppy. Thank you for listening. Good night.